Hi, everyone. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, you have this gorgeous Ace of Swords. It's kind of interesting because, I don't know, the moon with the sun there, I believe there is an eclipse at the end of this month, so that time frame may be significant. And the Ace of Swords is kind of this amazing moment when, if you've been trying, like, struggling with how to solve a problem or figure something out, um, it's that magic moment when all of a sudden it just sort of all gels together and it becomes simplified, and you've made up your mind, you've made your decision, or you just have this clarity of thought, and or this new thought for a new beginning, and it really brings sort of a sense of peace, because it's just like, okay, I can stop obsessing about it, thinking about it, worrying about it. I get it. I know how I need to move. Underneath it, you have the Nine of Swords. Exactly. So, Nine of Swords is this obsessing, insomnia, staying up at night, trying to just worrying, and your thoughts just, on the hamster wheel, just out of control. And this comes through, and it's like, you're just able to stop and just focus on one thing. So that's a really beautiful card to have at the bottom. I'll put it down here as the basis for the reading. So for some of you, it could be a new love interest. This is at the recent past, and you're like freaking out about it. Maybe you're just not, I don't know if I want to say not quite ready for a new relationship, or it's that sometimes people, you'll really want a relationship, but then when it actually happens, you panic and you're just like, oh, I don't know, I don't know. Or even if you've crushed on someone and all of a sudden they show interest, our effed up brains will be like, oh, well, like, all of a sudden we doubt, are they good enough? Do I really think they're cute? What are other people going to think? All these ego superficial things come to mind. So just be mindful of that. Like, it's okay just because, someone shows interest. You don't have to decide whether you're going to live together for the rest of your life or not. Just, let it flow, let it go, see how it is. So it's a new emotional beginning and a new way. But I think a lot of this for most of you is going to come from being able to go from this Nine of Swords worry. And this is telling an interesting story. It's like you made a decision to get away from a situation, but then you're just sort of, worrying about that, because it's different, because it's new. It's kind of an interesting thing. And then your mind's kind of like, are you crazy? You did the right thing. This was not a situation to stay in, and you made the right decision. But there might be some anxiety, and maybe if it's leaving a relationship, even leaving a job, like that, it was just like, oh my God, did I do the right thing? Did I do the right thing? But you definitely did the right thing, and there's healing here. Healing, quiet, meditation, the Ace of Cups. This is crazy. Your new beginning. So anything you've sort of left behind, walked away from, put an end to, it's definitely, you made the right move. And I think that you've done that coming in. Maybe it was like sort of a thing where you're just like, I can't do fill in the blank anymore. I can't eat badly anymore. I have to make time for exercise. I need to end this relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship, a friendship. I need to get a new job. You've made some changes, so you are going to feel better emotionally. And I think, and also when you make these changes, sometimes people don't like to see people change. They have you in this box, and, you're this person, you have this kind of job, and, this is what you do. And when you turn that on its head, or stand up for yourself, or make a seemingly big change in a short amount of time, I think what people don't realize is, one, this has been brewing beneath the surface for a very long time. And in fact, you just haven't thought it out, you've overthought it. But just because you don't share it with everyone doesn't mean, so just be aware that other people may not super support you, or not may have an interesting reaction. I know I changed jobs recently, and most people were like, oh, good for you, whatever, great. And then a couple people had a really weird reaction. And I was like, it has to do with them, not me, because I'm the one moving jobs, not them. But so just know that it's it's a reflection of them, not you, and just be mindful of that and let it go. Don't let other people's reactions or fears or whatever, don't let that get you second guessing yourself. And it's kind of good. Look at all these. You got a turtle, a little chihuahua or something, a little dog, a bird. There's that Ace of Swords right there too, that new beginning. So, don't stay clung to that tree. It's definitely time to move forward, even if it's slow and steady, right? That's okay. It's time to move forward. And there's this butterfly of transformation. Oh no, that's a bird. Did I say it was a bird or a butterfly? Maybe it's a bird. Anyway, it is time to move on. In the center is the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords, which is the sword energy. Court cards are the air energy. So you're stepping into your own power. It's like you're learning to embrace, who and what you are. Air signs are intellectual. They think things through. They come from a place of thought over. That's their go-to way of processing things, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, own it. It's who you are, and you excel at it. So, and the sword cards get a bad rap, and I think because as you progress through this, it's because our minds are overthinking our where our thoughts can go, and our fear, like it can bring us here, right? But it can also bring us here. So we just have to be disciplined in our thoughts and work to not let them go from here. And if they do, time to move on, move away. What you want most is the Magician. You want to manifest the life that you truly want to live. And the only one that's stopping you from doing that is you. The Magician card teaches that you have everything you need right now to manifest an amazing, happy life. And I think that really goes to, happiness comes from within. It truly does. And again, being disciplined in your thoughts and not letting them, our thoughts, everyone does this. We have this negative tape that plays in our head, and we have to stop it, and put a new tape in, that's dating me, put a new cassette in, when you find your thoughts, you can say, hey, stop, and I'm going to think about something positive. Just because you're not perseverating on something negative doesn't mean it's going to stop it from happening or whatever. And if you look at the law of attraction, you're just going to attract more. The more you think about negative things or see things negatively, the more negative things you see, and the more gratitude you have, and the more you're grateful for the things you have, and you see things, you're looking for things to be grateful about, the more you'll have, the more good and things you'll have to be grateful for will appear. It's not, although it says it's the Magician magic, it's not magic, really. Coming up is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups, I think, so for some of you that are making some big changes, the Four of Cups is just, I think there's just going to be a period of adjustment, which is completely normal. Just, I've made a decision to make some changes. I've maybe had to leave some things, and it just, very few situations are all bad. And sometimes when we have to make a change, and maybe some parts of it was really, really good, but there's something that you just couldn't accept anymore. So there might be even a little bit of mourning, and that may be more the Five of Cups, but I sort of see like her just just being sort of emotionally spent, or even a little bit numb. It's kind of like, whoa, okay, that happened. Like, I need to sort of recuperate. And that may be while you're a little hesitant if there's a new love opportunity. But it's interesting, you have all these animals around and all these cards, and then yes, it's just part of the cards, but maybe being by animals, maybe getting an animal, volunteering at the Humane Society. One thing I just noticed, sorry to jump around, but This card, there's this person writing down here. So writing your thoughts down, doing a journal, maybe making a plan. That's a very air sign thing to do, to make a list. And maybe you need to list out all the good things, all the positive things. Looks like she's sitting on a throne of amethyst, maybe. Is that purple? Maybe get an amethyst crystal. If anything else, they're pretty. So it's like you're working through some stuff, but it's going to be so great because it's a fresh start, a new beginning, a new way of thinking about things. So let's look at these last overall cards. The wish card. Here's this gratitude. The wish card, again, is not necessarily, oh, you win the lottery, although it could be. It's you make your own it's happiness. You make your own wishes come true by being flexible in what you want and being accepting of what you have and grateful for what you have. And again, the more you look at all the things you have to be grateful for. I think about, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, stupid things like, oh, I hope I get a parking space where, near where I want. And then I do, and it's like, it just goes out of my mind. And it's like, hey, wait, you were hoping for a parking space and the universe just gave it to you. Like, be great. Don't just, let that memory fade. Like, that's awesome. Or I hope I catch the elevator. It may seem stupid, but if you do, it's like, hey, that you were hoping and it happened. Like, so just because you don't get some monumental wish doesn't mean lots of beautiful things aren't happening every single day. 10 of Wands. Unburdening yourself, not taking on responsibilities that aren't yours. I'm just looking at it in this card. The fire's still going, but you need to, I think you're still, like, you're walking away from something, making plans to walk away from something, but you're still carrying some of the burden. So just really think about that. Like, what am I still carrying a burden for? And try to find a way to release that and let that go. Because I see so much joy and happiness and new beginnings here. So be careful. You do the work necessary to not just physically change your circumstances, but emotionally and mentally letting those things go, getting rid of that baggage so you're free to accept new opportunities, new relationships, and new things that are coming in. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful month. Take care.